Hello. 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 Hello! Hi! Good afternoon. Hello, happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Hello, hi! My name is Monet. Before midnight, second generation. PETALIGHT. Cubey funky retro cutie Monet. Hey. Are those funny kopita? Yes, they are. I may have served myself way too many. I may have served myself way too many. We'll see. I don't know if I can eat all these, but I just made a bunch without really knowing how many I was gonna eat. So. But hello, everybody. Hello. It's Wednesday. I had a lot of ideas for stuff I wanted to do today. And then I kinda didn't do any of them. I kinda just like... I was so sleepy today. So please forgive me. Please forgive me. Today was kind of a girl rock kind of day. But I wanted to spend a little time together. I wanted to hang out. know. It feels like it's been ages since I last streamed, even though it was just on Sunday. But like that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's a long time, you know. That's a long time. I'm busy, little bee. I guess so. I guess so. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling a little low energy. I need someone with the spreadsheet to tell me if I'm on my period or not. Cause I don't know. But it feels like it. I think I am. It feels like it. Yeah, I need whoever's got the spreadsheet. Whoever's tracking it. Yeah, I was a full moon a couple days ago. Didn't you guys notice? I was going to bed. It was like 1:30 a.m. and I was going to bed, and I realized like that the like it was way too bright outside, and I was like, what the hell? It's the middle of the night. And I looked outside, and sure enough, the moon was huge. So maybe that's it. Let's try one of these. These are filled with spinach and feta cheese. Thank you! Oh! Was that really tasty? They're from Trader Joe's. I went to Trader Joe's when I went to go see the Bjork concert in theaters. I lied, we're not having sex. Put your clothes back on. We're eating Trader Joe's frozen snacks and doodling. I don't get to go to Trader Joe's that often, honestly. Growing up, Trader Joe's was like, it was like for treats only. You know what I mean? Like, we only would buy from Trader Joe's like for like we were making stuff for Christmas dinner. You know, like it was that kind of occasion. So like most of my life, I like lived under the impression that Trader Joe's was very expensive. It really isn't. It really isn't. Trader Joe's really isn't that expensive. It's like actually kind of cheap. It's actually kind of cheap over there. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's actually a lot of stuff that they have that's like tastier and cheaper. You know? Did I get one of the cute Trader Joe's tote bags? No, I'm not really like into the Trader Joe. I don't really care for the Trader Joe's branding. You know? Also, I don't think these would go well with gyoza sauce. They're like Greek, so I think they would go better with like something else. I don't think they would be good with gyoza sauce. It's not that kind of flavor, you know? Very good though. Very tasty. Maybe a hummus. Maybe like a tzatziki. Something like that would be good. Like a tzatziki. I think they're good just the way they are, personally. But if anything, I think tzatziki would be good on them. Yeah. So, last time I saw you guys, I feel like we haven't really had much time to like just chill and talk, you know? Like the last couple streams I've done, they've had like stuff going on, you know? Oh my god, no. These are good. The last time I feel like last couple times I've done streams, they've been like streams with very much like I don't know, like strict concepts. See, you drew a little. Yeah, I did. I drew this not last night, but the other night. I was just kind of doodling. I just kind of doodled a little bit. You can kind of see it. I think the light kind of washes out some of the colors. You can kind of see it a little better in the shade. I don't know. I just wanted to draw. I just felt like drawing on paper. I've been trying to get myself to sit down and draw for a while. But like every time I like sit down with my iPad, it just like, I don't know, it doesn't come out. But when I sit down and draw with like colored pencils or on a napkin or on my sketchbook, it comes out immediately. So, you know. Yeah, you like my chunky pencil? It's just a stick. It's straight up just a stick. I got all these from like a secondhand shop. Probably gonna be most of the stuff I draw with today. I want to think that I haven't been busy. I guess the reality is that I have been. So I'm gonna be moving in the next month, which is a little terrifying when I think about it. I am submitting my notice to the current rooftop in like a day or two, right? And then within the month, I should be moving. I actually reached out to like 3-4 different places today. I got a tour scheduled for this weekend. So I don't have a new place yet. That's what I'm working on. I don't have a new place yet. But I thought it was gonna be a little like, I thought I was gonna have until the end of the month. It looks like I might not have till the end of like next month rather. But there's a lot of really nice places, and it just generally makes me happy that one, prices have gone down a little bit. Prices have gone down a bit from last time I looked for a place, which I'm so happy about. Like things are like either it's just because I'm making a little bit more money than last time I was looking, or things are just like substantially just more affordable this time around. It makes sense because last time I moved was like pretty fresh after COVID, you know? So like things were a little bit more dire. And this time I'm really like kind of like I've been looking for a couple weeks at like listings and stuff like that. I'm looking for like somewhere like twice as big as my current rooftop. As you guys know, I live in a closet. As you guys know, I live in a fucking closet. So my criteria has basically been, it's gotta be bigger, right? I'm looking for a 1-bedroom. No more studios. I'm looking for a 1-bedroom. Ideally with a patio or a balcony, right? And then like the super bonus is if it has like a laundry, if it has like a washing and drying machine in the apartment. It's not like a deal breaker, but like the place I got a tour for this weekend has like on like in-unit laundry, which is fucking huge. It's fucking huge. Yeah, it's the dream, isn't it? It's the fucking dream. Yeah, it's a fucking game changer. Right. Die if I had to leave the house to do laundry. I've lived everything at this rate. Like, I've lived in places where the laundry is in the unit, and that's so nice, right? That's so fucking nice. I've lived in places where I had to do laundry at a laundromat, and that fucking sucks. Having to do laundry at a laundromat, like, all your clothes get ruined. It fucking sucks. I don't know the last time you guys have gone to a laundromat, but like half of them, they don't take care of them, so they're all sketchy, right? And then currently I'm in a place where thankfully there's like a laundry room. Right? There's like a laundry room, but like it has to be shared by everybody, and it's like 3 laundry machines shared by God knows how many people in this building. Right? It's not bad. It's alright, right? But it gets a little expensive because it's like $2 per load. And it gets a little expensive, and then it's like, you know, sometimes you have to like wait on people, and sometimes like if I wait too long, people take my fucking laundry out, and that pisses me off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sometimes people will just take my laundry out. Yeah, it adds up real quick, right? I know that obviously when you have like in-unit laundry, it's not like it's free, right? But it at least the convenience makes up for the added, you know, like the added cost in my electric bill, you know? So I've been looking at that kind of stuff. And of course, trying to find somewhere that's like walking distance from like kind of like civilization, you know? A grocery store at least, you know? Any sort of market, thing like that, right? And I've also kind of been looking like these are all kind of like little nitpicks that like they're not like huge deal breakers, right? But like I've been kind of like paying attention to like places that look like they are easy to drive in for beginners, okay? Currently where the rooftop is, it's hell. It is hell. Like I feel like even for experienced drivers, it's like hell to drive around here. You know? So I'm really paying attention to quality of life stuff. I think it'll be nice. I think it'll be nice. And it's I don't know, it feels really affirming for me, and affirming of my hard work that I can actually like get myself a 1-bedroom apartment now. I don't have to live in a studio anymore, you know? Okay, I might actually be able to eat all of these. These are really good. These are really good and super easy to eat. So yeah, I got a tour lined up this weekend. It's a little far. It's like freaking 3 different bus rides away, so it's gonna be a little bit of a journey. But I think it'll be fine. Having a separate space from work that you can shut a door on is most excellent. Well, here's the only thing. Still a reasonable distance from my sister. Honestly, I'm not thinking about that as much as everything else, right? My sister can drive. If she needs me, she can come get me, right? But yeah, it's not that far. It's not that far. But the only thing that I'm like a little like worried about with like most of the floor plans I've seen is that the thing is I have a queen size mattress. I have a big ass princess bed, and I love my bed so much, right? yes, I could fit in a twin size, but like I love my queen size mattress. The only thing is that like it takes up so much fucking room, right? It takes up so much fucking room, and a lot of the apartments I've been looking at. No, sorry, wake up. A lot of the apartments I've been looking at, like the living room space is pretty big, but the bedroom space is pretty small. And yeah, it's dorky to admit, but like VR space is a consideration for me, right? Like figuring out where I'm installing all my VR stuff, right? Yeah, I've been thinking about that kind of stuff a lot. Yeah. So like I've thought about, okay, you know, ideally like basically I'm thinking about where to put my computer, because that's a big deal, right? Like, do I put my computer here? Hold on, let's make this easier by drawing. Hold on. Are you gonna goon at max capacity in Koikatsu VR? Dude, I played Koikatsu VR like twice. Like, I had my fill after playing it like twice. Like, there's not much to it, you know? Hi. There's not much to it. So say I have like, you know, this is like your typical floor plan, right? A lot of the places I've been looking at, it's like the bedroom, like, you know, here's the door, right? The bedroom is here, right? I don't know, the bathroom will be here, kitchen will be here, and then the rest is living room, and then there's like a little patio kind of thing. Oh, I can't see any of that. No. Hold on, let me turn down the brightness a little. There we go, you can see it a little better. Right? Kind of like that. I could still draw this a little thicker though. Right. There's a bedroom, kitchen, you know, bathroom, living room. So I feel like, so ideally I wanted to have my computer, aka my streaming space, all of that stuff. I wanted to have it in my bedroom, right? So that I would be able, you know, once I'm done streaming, once I'm done working, I can walk out and then have this like entire space that is like living space, you know? Like that is like my space. It is like, you know, I have like a TV, a couch, you know, like all my stuff, you know? So just kind of like be separate from stuff. Yeah, separate mindsets, separate rooms. However, I'm a little worried, and I mean, these worries will be, I guess, quelled is the word for it. Once I start doing some tours and just kind of like mentally planning, right? I'm worried that if I put the desk and the bed in the same room, my bed's gonna take up like this much, you know? Desk is gonna take up probably this much, right? There's gonna be no fucking space, right? No fucking space to do anything. And then but then okay, so here's my train of thought too. It's like, so like say I have, I don't know, like a TV here, I have like a couch, I don't know, my kotatsu, whatever the fuck, right? In the living room, right? Sleep on the floor. I love my bed and I love sleeping way too much to sleep on the floor. Nah, I love my bed way too much, and I spent too much on my mattress to like just get rid of it. You know, like this thing is staying with me. You know what I mean? It's staying with me. How much expensiver is a 2-bedroom place? It's like not that much, but I do kind of feel like a 2-bedroom is like too much for me, you know? Like I feel like I don't like, part of me like wants to be greedy and look for 2 bedrooms, but it's also like that's another $200-$300, you know, every month. When I already have to pay, like, keep in mind I already have to pay everything on my own, you know. So that's already, you know, an extra like $300 a month. Like it starts adding up, you know. And I don't make that much money. Like I don't know how much you guys think I make, but you're probably very wrong. I don't make that much money. So no, I don't like Murphy beds. I'm not in the market for a new bed, so that's non-negotiable, right? I am not in the market for a new bed. It's not, you know, it's not part of the deal. I'm not in the market for it. It would be She said Trader Joe's, not Whole Foods, bro. Even Trader Joe's is a little bougie for me, okay? Long wires, PC tower in the hallway so you can fear in the living room. Long wires and PC tower in the hallway. Some of you guys have absolutely no sense of aesthetics. Shaking my fucking head. Shaking my fucking head. So my idea. Okay, Miss Killmore, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm like having a hard time imagining kind of like the space because I'm like having a little bit of trouble kind of like imagining the space because my current studio is so small, right? And most of the places that I'm looking at are like literally twice the size of my current spot. So like I'm having a little bit of like trouble imagining it, you know? If my bedroom has enough space, you know, if my bedroom is like a little bit bigger, if my future bedroom's a little bit bigger, then I'll just have the desk and my computer and all my streaming stuff, you know, like in the bedroom, right? And if not, then I'm thinking I'll either have the desk and my streaming stuff in the living room, or have my streaming stuff in the bedroom anyway, and then just figure out how to do VR stuff from my laptop, which wouldn't be that crazy because actually my laptop is like stronger. It has better specs than my PC. My laptop can handle VR better than my PC at the moment. So you see kind of like all the stuff I'm thinking about here, right? Alright, you got what I'm putting down? Yeah, I think my cats will be a lot happier too, honestly. So that's kind of the plan, right? Think about that! How tall is Erwin? Are you willing to mount it to the ceiling? I don't know yet. I haven't seen any of these places yet. Like, I've only seen them in pictures. And if you've ever, like, looked for apartments, you know that, like, they make the pictures.
Can we get reverb on that crunch PLS?
Alright, fine, hold on. Are you happy? Are you happy? You like the crunchy verb? Yes, very? Oh, okay. I see. You guys are so picky. That's my secret, Mono. I'm always happy. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for places, right? Thankfully I have a lot of options. There's a lot of like places leasing right now. A lot of places leasing right now, and yeah, I do have a lot of experience with getting apartments. And this is like my I've moved a lot of times, so I've moved a lot of times, right? When there are so many places that are leasing right now, it's pretty typical. I feel like around this time, a lot of people move, right? Oh, I think it'll be fine. Ooh, I want to draw with these ones. Hold on. I have a lot of silly pencils I want to draw with. Any more? Yeah, I do. You guys want to know the weirdest like band merchandise I own is probably this very sun-bleached Radwimps pencil case. I don't even think you can tell it's Radwimps. This is a pencil case they sold for one of their tours in Japan. Like covered in hair and sun bleach because I've had it for so long. They're all 2 colors. Some of them are 4 colors, which is a little wild. Actually, no, they're all like 4 color. You can see it better in the bottom, right? They're all different colors. Yeah. I worked very hard to collect these. Because finding this kind of colored pencil was actually a lot harder than you would think, right? I got these from like secondhand shops a lot. So I just like I gathered a bunch of these. And now I have a little collection. Cause I got really into it. Actually this sketchbook has a lot of my old drawings. Hold on. I gotta see what I can show you in here. Here's an old drawing of kinda cool. Well, you can't see it very well. Hold on. Some of these are signed with my real name. I can't show them. Oh, here's a cool sketch that I did. These are some old drawings. What else I got? Some of these are not safe for work. Hi, Poma! Ooh, I always like this one. I always like this one a lot. I thought this one was nice. Oh, I never finished this one. This one was nice too. I never finished this drawing. What else? Oh, here's a Madotsuki. Here's a lot of really cute ones. Here's a really cool Madotsuki. And some other ones. Some little like sticky notes. I used to do these at work all the time. A lot of these are done with Copic markers and colored pencils. Here's a Reimu, an old Reimu. Oh, these are cute too. These are nice. These are all pretty old at this rate though. Any more? No. The rest of it's kind of just like empty pages and random doodles. A lot of the good ones, unfortunately, are signed with my name, and I can't show them though. A lot of them I can't show. They either have like nudity or they're signed with my name, and I can't show them. It'd be like that, you know? It'd be like that. Sometimes you want to drop boobies. Dude, these Panakopita things are so good. I could have sworn I have some drawings in here. I'm done with these pencils though. Where are they? Oh yeah, I do. I did these with these pencils. You can't see them super well. I still think these are really nice. It's hard to show these on camera though. These are pretty. And harpy girls. Has there ever thought about doing comms? I used to. I don't really like doing comms that much, to be honest. I've done them before. I'm not really a fan of them. I'll do them if I have to, but I don't really like doing comms. Cause like, when I draw, I'm expressing a feeling. And so, like, I'll draw you something, but it probably won't come out as nice, you know? So like, I can't really like guarantee a lot. You know what I mean? I don't look good, but I don't really like doing comms. It's not hard to start him. Literally all you gotta do is you just set up a PayPal or something. Some way to get paid. You make a little listing on Twitter or wherever, you're like, I'll draw you this thing for so and so dollars. And nowadays it's super easy. You can get on like VGen, you can like, there's a lot of like platforms that will let you do commissions, you know? Here's here. Oh, you guys can't see it very well. Let me turn the brightness down. Well, you can't see it well either. Oh, okay, well. I went to go see Bjork's Cornucopia on Sunday. And it's basically, it's like a theatrical, not theatrical, like, it's a recording of, it's a recording of one of her, like, concerts when she was on tour. Sorry. And it was really nice. The only complaints I had is that, like, for fuck's sake, you know, like, the people sitting behind me, like, they would like giggle at every fucking little like time that like Bjork said something sex related or like had a swear word in her lyrics, and it's like, fucking newsflash, like, is this your first time listening to Bjork? Like, half of her songs are about sex. You know? Like, half of her fucking songs are about, you know, like, having intimate sex or, like, you know, stuff like that. It's like, bro, is this your first fucking time listening to Bjork? Like, come on. You know, like, do you know where you are? No, they weren't even kids. They were full-ass adults. You know, like everybody in that theater was adults. Everybody in this theater was adult. Bjork seems familiar to me. Did he ever release a song? Bjork is a woman, and she has released many songs that are very famous. But she's somebody that's like kind of like actively avoids fame. So it's probably why you don't like know her. For as famous as she is, for like as like kind of like recognized as an artist worldwide as she is, it's probably why a lot of people don't know her name, because she actively avoids fame on purpose, because she does not like it, and probably because somebody tried to kill her back in the 90s. So you know, I don't blame her. I don't blame her, you know? I don't think she's underground at all, you know? But, you know, she's been a musician for a long time. She's in her 50s or so, right? You know, she has a family, right? She's been married, she has children. She's an old woman, right? She's an old woman. But the concert was nice, right? Like set list wise, it had mostly songs from Utopia. If you're familiar with her stuff, it was mostly songs from Utopia. It did have some of her hits from the 90s. She played, oh my gosh, she played some of my favorite stuff. She played Pagan Poetry. She played Hidden Place. She played Isobel, dude. One of the first songs in the concert was Isobel, and I was like, no fucking way. No fucking way. That's like a song from like her second album when she was a little baby. She had some brand new songs as well. And it was just really nice, because it was like, it looked like kind of like the experience of a lifetime to get to see her live doing that. There was like, you know, like live flutes, live instruments, live everything, you know? The costumes, the set, everything was like super incredible. I had to eat my last panakobita. So anyway, it's a little, I don't know how to say this. It's a little clear that like, if I just kind of start talking about the songs and stuff like that, it's gonna kind of go over a lot of people's heads. But I really do recommend, you know, you check out her music. I really do like it. But it was just really nice to see it in person, right? It's a very nice thing being a Bjork fan, because even as she's older now, she's still very active. She's still like constantly making music, constantly releasing stuff, right? She's always like trying new mediums, like trying new stuff. So it's very fun, you know, to follow her work. And she's always kind of been at the forefront of like electronic music and like pop music and a lot of the stuff that she does, right? So it's really interesting. I get a little embarrassed talking about it on stream, because it's like, it's one of those things that I think a lot of people don't, I don't know, maybe I get it in my head that a lot of people don't care about, you know? But Sorry, I started doodling. I started doodling. The concert was just, it was really nice. It was really just kind of like inspiring. It's just, it's nice to see an artist that is just constantly seriously pushing her art. You know? It's really nice. It's nice to see her evolve. She's a really big inspiration for me. You know? It's a really big inspiration for me, like art-wise. Because it's kind of like somebody that's just kind of like she's from Iceland, right? Björk is from Iceland. But she started out kind of like as a punk rock kid. A lot of the like first musical stuff that she was involved with as a teenager was kind of just like punk rock, like punk bands, stuff like that. And as she got older, she kind of started intertwining her inspirations of nature and technology a little bit more. And that's kind of like her big style right now, right? It's like nature and technology like harmonized in a really interesting way. It's really cool. But the screening itself was nice. You know, it felt like the closest thing to actually being at the concert. Some people couldn't help but clap after every song, and honestly, I kind of wanted to, but I was a little too embarrassed. You know, I kind of wanted to. I was a little too embarrassed because I didn't want to be like, teehee, you know, American pigu, like, American pigu clapping at the movie theater. But some people did, right? And it's not like it was like a pretty like independent movie theater, so it was nice. Hi, Cringe Kun. Drawing with these is kind of complicated because you have to like angle. You have to angle the pencil depending on where you want it to, like what color you want, right? So it was frustrating to hear those people laugh, you know, because like to me Björk is somebody that like feels like she takes her art very seriously, and it's like I just kind of felt like, you know, if you're not willing to like interact with her art on the same level as she is, then like, you know, why the fuck are you bothering, right? Should have given them the business. No, it's none of my. It's, you know, it's not. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just more like it's, you know, it's their loss. You know, it's more like it's your loss. You know, it's your loss if you don't want to connect with something on a more serious, deeper level. You know, but it was almost like predictable. You know, like it was almost predictable knowing the lyrics that were coming up and just knowing that the fucking people behind me were gonna start giggling. Like, yeah, dude, she said the word fuck. Get over it. You know, like, get over it. She said fuck. Who cares? Oh my god. Not to say that you can't laugh, not to say that you should just be there like all stony faced, right? The mindset of a man is like the eternal fifth grader. Maybe you. Maybe just you, not me, bro. Well, whatever. This is kind of why. This is kind of why I don't want to talk about it in depth. Anyway, the concert was, or the screening was pretty nice. It was pretty inspiring. I watched a 1-hour interview with her last night. It was kind of nice. I put on my VR headset and I just watched some YouTube, like straight from like the YouTube app. And if you've never watched, if you have a headset, like if you have VR, you should like just watch like a movie or like a show or even just like a video, because it makes it really feel like you have like a big screen in front of you. It doesn't have to be like VR chat or anything. You can just like, you can straight up just open up the YouTube app or like just like on your browser go to YouTube or whatever. Or if you have Steam VR, right, like you can just do like big screen like mode, and it like plays it like kind of like a theater, right? Which more plays were showing here? They were only showing it for like 2 days, so unfortunately if you didn't go, you kind of missed your chance, right? You kind of missed your chance. I think it's on Apple Music though. I think they're showing it on Apple Music. But it was just nice to be able to playing Love in Deep Space in my VR headset. Hey dude, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, you know? It was nice to be able to see it so big, and it was a really nice interview that I watched last night. If you're interested, you can literally find it on YouTube if you literally just look up like Bjork interview. It's like one from like a month ago. She's wearing this like crazy outfit that makes her look like the goddess of the universe, right? Because every time she shows up, she's always wearing like really crazy outfits, right? And she's just kind of talking about like the process of her like work and stuff like that. But I really liked this part where she started talking about like kind of like the interviewer brought up the fact that like for somebody as famous as she is, she very actively tries to not interact with like the fame scene, if that makes sense, you know? You don't see Bjork at, you know, fucking the Met Gala. You don't see her and like stuff like that. And she was talking about how she specifically moved back to Iceland because of the fact that like she realized she can't work in that, you know, that she kind of has to be like living away from the city, you know, that she kind of has to be like away from all of this, that like she's like, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, you know, I'm not like a monk. She's like, I'll still go to the city, I'll still, you know, I'll still hang out with friends, I'll still go dance, you know, that's what she was saying. But just kind of like explaining that like that she can't like work in that kind of thing, right? I don't know, it's hard to explain how I feel about this kind of thing. But I get it. I can't say I get it to the level that like she probably gets it, right? But if you don't know anything about Bjork, right? She used to live, she's from Iceland, but she used to live in the UK, like in the 90s when she was the most popular, right? When she was like the most famous, like on TV all the time and everything. She lived in the UK in the 90s. If you don't know, in the 90s is also when somebody tried to kill her. It was a very big deal. You've probably heard of the Bjork tapes and the Bjork Stalker tapes. A really rabid fan decided that he wanted to try and kill her by sending a package. Right. I watched all the tapes, like, I don't know, like a good almost 10 years ago when I was working on a painting once. They're pretty terrifying. They're pretty terrifying. I hate to say that it reminds me of some of the stuff I see nowadays, you know? Not like about me or anything, but just like, you know, some of like the general kind of like just kind of like intense stuff you see online sometimes, right? I'm not really gonna get into it. You'll have to kind of if you get what I mean, you get what I mean, and if you don't, then you gotta think about it a little, you know? I'm not gonna get into it. Yeah, you can put them together. But what do I want to do with this here? People actively using the videos right now as British invasion these days and things. Oh, what? I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, I understood a lot of the stuff she was saying about fame. I'm not claiming to be anybody famous. But I can at least say that, like, just being in like corporal VTubing, you get a lot of eyes on you, and you'd be surprised at the shit you see, you know? If I had $1 for all the made-up bullshit I've seen, you know? Not just about me, but about, like, everybody around me. And you just kind of have to, whatever, you just kind of have to keep going, like, you know? Because what's the point? What's the point in trying to correct people, you know? It's just kind of like the fact that, like, you can't say anything, you can't, like, make any actions without the general public really, like, analyzing everything. For better or for worse, it's not always bad, right? It's not always bad. But I'm sure you see it a lot. For example, with a lot of, like, the big VTuber graduations that have been going on, right? You see people trying to analyze everything. They put everything under the microscope. And it's just kind of funny because, like, people never stop to think that, like, oh yeah, these are just, like, regular ass people, you know? Regular ass people. Yo, welcome! Yeah, the Bjork tapes, they're not for this. They're not for the weak of heart. They're pretty fucked up. If you are like interested in that kind of like true crime kind of stuff, I think they're kind of worth looking at. They're interesting, but they are fucked up. You know, like they like even if you kind of like know about that kind of stuff, like the Bjork tapes, they're strong. You know. Anyway, it feels a little silly to like try and, you know, apply the, you know, something that somebody on the scale as Bjork was saying about why she kind of like actively avoids fame like that, to something as, I don't know, unserious, niche as like VTubing, you know? I don't really care that much about true crime that much anymore. I used to. I used to pay more attention to true crime stuff, but like, it started feeling a little icky. You know what I mean? Like, when I used to watch a YouTube channel called That Chapter a lot. And his stuff was always like very interesting. It used to be very respectful. And then like his content started changing a little bit to where like it just kind of seemed like it was just making content out of people's lives. You know? Out of like regular people's lives and regular people's like kind of just like misfortune. And it just like his kind of like demeanor towards them started changing. And it started kind of souring me on like just in general kind of like true crime stuff, because it's like, man, you know, like yeah, it started getting really unserious after a while. It just kind of made me think about like why I engaged with this kind of stuff to begin with, you know? That interview was just like the... It's hard to explain exactly how I feel about this kind of stuff. But maybe you can kind of pick up on my feelings. But... I don't know, I can't imagine that life of like ultra fame, you know? I think I would feel miserable too. Yeah. I think I would too. I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it. I'll use some of this blue. Oh, I like the blue. I really related with that interview because basically the gist of what Björk was saying was that like she just kind of wants to be left alone and she just kind of wants to make art. And I get that so much, you know? I get that so much. Some people want you to be a spectacle. It's always interesting looking at like a lot of like the drama I see on like my timeline, you know? I on purpose actively choose not to engage with any of it because honestly most of it's fucking stupid. Most of it's real fucking stupid, you know? And a lot of the time, like the kind of like the people themselves love to kind of egg it on. I was like the last like week or so I kept seeing these like tweets on my timeline of this girl that was like milking the hell out of her graduation stream that was like coming up. And just like, you know, like basically saying all this stuff like, I've been lying to you guys this whole time. On so-and-so day and so-and-so time, I will finally come clean about this horrible secret I've been keeping from you that's been eating at me for years and years and years and years and years. She was milking the hell out of it, you guys. Milking the absolute hell out of it. Sure enough, the stream comes around, you know, the so-and-so called graduation comes around. What was the secret? The secret was that she was putting on a high-pitched voice. That was it. That was it. And the secret was that she was putting on a bit of a high-pitched voice, you know, for the stream. That instead of talking like this, she was talking like this. Okay, you know. I don't know, I don't really like to talk about other people, but I was just kind of like disappointed in the way that it was like milked for like emotional manipulation, you know? But then again, this is kind of, I feel like VTubing is kind of the kind of space where like even when you're honest, it doesn't really matter, you know? But it just, yeah, it felt like such a publicity stunt, and it felt so shitty, you know? If I was a performer putting on a good show with the understanding there's someone else off stage. Yeah, and that is part of. It's called kayfabe, whatever the fuck. You know, that fucking wrestling shit. I never knew how to pronounce it. But it's like, it's fine, it's valid. You know, putting on a character, it's fine, it's valid. It's literally part of VTubing, right? It's literally part of it. Just like how it's part of wrestling, you know? It's part of it. Kayfabe. Yeah, whatever the fuck. I don't like talking about this too much because every time I talk about this kind of stuff, it like feels like, you know, like throwing stones in a glass house kind of thing. So I keep a lot of these thoughts to myself. But I guess, I don't know, I guess drawing is a little therapeutic, so it's kind of coming out. But I don't know, that left such a bad taste in my mouth. And ultimately, it really was just a marketing stunt because she was like, "Oh, I'm graduating to become this new character that's also me." Bitch, you're not graduating. Like, you know, it really frustrated me. It really made me mad. Because at that point, it was just like, it's just straight up, you know, emotional manipulation. And I guess some people would say it's a valid marketing stunt, I guess. This made me feel so icky about everything, you know? You know? Yeah, it felt like it felt like a complete mockery of everything. It's not the first time I've seen something like that though. Hi. I've been involved in English VTubing since since 2020, 2019, right? And you see a lot of this stuff all the time. I relate more with racing games. No offense, but I don't think that has anything to do with this. We're talking about something completely different here. I also thought cars would keep off. You guys. Freaking dorks. Men in their cars. Oh, I got another email from a place I was looking at. You guys want to copita? I like that my emails. I don't think I'll go for this place. I kinda wanna check it out though. God, like, taking the bus to all these fucking places sucks though. That's the only, like, shitty part about, like, when you're looking for a new place. Like, taking the bus to all of these. It's a whole ordeal. It is so much. It is so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it affects stream times a little bit in the next couple weeks. Sorry. I'll do my best to kind of schedule around it, but I'm like really desperate to just move out of here. You know? I'm really desperate to move. I'm like so cramped in this fucking studio, you know? Why am I moving? Because it's time. It's just time. My neighbors here are assholes. The lights in my kitchen flicker like crazy. I don't... Ever since moving to this place, I don't really feel comfortable streaming here. Because you can hear everything from the hallway. And it's just, I live in a tiny little, like, 300 square foot little closet. Where my entire bedroom is my entire apartment. Like, it's literally just like, it's... You know, my apartment is my bed, my desk, my couch, and my kitchen. The location is not great. It's pretty, but the location isn't great. I'm not close to anything, right? How many cat trees? I don't have any. I don't even have space for a cat tree in here. The place I have now is just because this was like the best I could find in like an emergency situation a couple years ago, right? And so I don't know. I'm somebody that likes to constantly go up, improve, you know? It's just kind of the reality of me. I move every couple of years, you know? Yeah, I can't walk anywhere here. Can't walk anywhere here, it sucks. What endgame do you imagine for yourself housing-wise? Endgame? This is gonna sound really silly and really cheesy. It'd be really nice to eventually find someone special that would like to live with me. The reality is that, like, I'm used to living alone. I don't really like it, but I'm used to it. But it'd be nice if I didn't have to live alone for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It'd be nice if I didn't have to. It'd be nice to one day, like... I don't know, like... have someone to at least like be able to say good morning to, you know? Like someone that, you know, like, you know, for there to be another human, you know? And it'd be nice, you know, at this rate, if it could be, you know, one day I was living with somebody that I love, you know? The first few nights when I was living alone were pretty rough. I was pretty scared, I remember. I remember I was like pretty scared to like sleep in an empty place. And I still think about the fact sometimes that like, you know, if I were to like this is kind of morbid, I'm sorry. But I still kind of think about the fact sometimes when I'm showering that like if I were to slip, fall, and crack my head open on the tub, that's it. There's nobody, like nobody's gonna find me for weeks. You know? That's it. Like it'd be one of those cases where they literally only find me because my apartment starts smelling. You know? Like I look at those like, you know how there's that like Japanese phenomenon of like, was it like kodokushi, like people that die alone and don't get found for a long time. I think about that stuff a lot, you know? I think about it when I get sick and you know, when I get sick and I just like kind of like I'm lying there thinking like it feels so like nothing feels lonelier than living alone and being sick. Because you literally just get this like the deepest desire that you just wish there was somebody there to at least bring you a glass of water, you know? And for me, the shitty reality for me is that when there's nobody around me, I fall into my bad habits so much easier, right? Which is why my room's often a mess, right? You know? Like, what's the point if nobody's here? What's the point if nobody sees it? You know? I don't really think about things like, you know, you hear about like terms like touch starvation and stuff like that. I don't really like think about that kind of stuff, you know? It's like I'm just so used to just like living by myself and just like having like, you know, I'm just kind of figuring it out. I've been trying really hard to like, you know, keep up good habits for myself. Right? Trying to eat healthier. Cause like if I get really depressed, my willpower goes down. And that's when I start getting really stressed. And that's when I just like start not giving a fuck, you know? No, sorry. I didn't pick up her. Sometimes I think about the fact that, like, you know, if there was like an earthquake or if my building started burning down, right? Like, half of the time I'm just in my fucking PJs, you know? My PJs with my hair not brushed. I'm going down with the ship, honestly. Honestly, that's a fucking mood, you know? That's a fucking mood. But no, I don't want you to feel bad for me because at least if there's something I've learned from living alone for a couple years now, because I've had roommates and stuff like that before, right? What I've learned from living alone for a couple years is that, like, you know, like, I can handle it, right? It does suck sometimes, but I can handle it. But it doesn't mean that I should not keep striving for something a little better, you know? For living with roommates or alone, it's been a while since I lived with roommates, so like, and the thing is, like, the last roommates I had were really shitty, so it's hard to say. I haven't had that many good experiences living with roommates, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like I'm not house trained anymore. You know? Yeah. And I'm getting older, you know? I'm getting older. It still would be nice to, you know, have a family one day. I would say that living with roommates who you're already friends with is great as opposed to randos. See, I think the opposite. I think living with friends is a recipe for disaster. But maybe that's just my experience. When finances get involved, things get dicey. Like, it really can ruin friendships. And it's happened to me before. I have had friendships ruined over living with people, right? Cause, like, I mean, if you have a friend that's like good with finances, that's responsible, it's nice, right? But if you like end up living with somebody that like is not responsible with finance, stuff like that, and usually, like, every time that I lived with roommates, I was like the person that, like, I was like kind of like the person that paid all the bills. Like, you know, everybody handed their money to me and I paid the rent, you know? Like, the bills, everything was under my name, you know, the bills are all under my name, all that kind of stuff, right? So you can imagine that shit puts a lot of pressure, you know, on everybody. And I wish I could say that I'm a kind-hearted person, that, like, if you told me, like, 2 months in a row that you didn't have enough money for rent, like, I wish that I could tell you that I would be the person that would be like, oh, it's okay, just do your best. Maybe next month will be easier. No, like, the Latina will come out and I will tell you to get your shit together, you know? I will be like, you get your shit together, you ask your parents, you're gonna have to come up with rent somehow, you know? Like, I will turn into that bitch. I hate to admit it, you know? I hate to admit it. I will turn into that person, you know? Like, I will get on your ass, you know? I am unfortunately that kind of person when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know? Because I don't fuck around with money. I don't fuck around with with like bills and stuff like that. I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna have a late payment, you know, on my under my name because you didn't have your shit together. And because you were irresponsible and couldn't pay, you know, couldn't kind of like, you know, have your... couldn't uphold your part of the deal, right? Why should it be everybody else's problem, right? So I end up taking that stuff very seriously. And I've lived with people that are the opposite. I've lived with people that did not take that shit seriously at all. Right? So it's like... Understandably, I got in some fights with some roommates over it before. Because yeah, people will take advantage of you. Yeah, it's one of the things I like about living alone, right? Every time I get depressed about living alone, I try to like just kind of like take a deep breath and like look around the rooftop and at least be like, you did this, you know? There's nobody else here paying your bills. There's nobody else here paying your rent. I did this, you know. This is me. This is my hard work. This is me, you know. And I do have a lot of pride in that. Like personally, I do have a lot of pride in that. There's a lot of people out there that I don't think, not to sound full of myself, maybe a little full of myself, but there's a lot of people out there that I think couldn't handle what I'm doing. Like, you know, just like paying everything myself, handling everything myself, all the bills, all the groceries, everything, the rent, you know? I do have pride in it though, because I work hard. In my worst moments, I have been bitterly jealous of like my friends that like have like lived in nice places and their like boyfriends pay all the rent. Like, I'll admit, you know, in my worst moments I've been very jealous about that. But in general, I'm not the kind of person that I think I could ever let a partner like pay for my stuff, you know? I don't like that kind of thing. Maybe that's a Latina side in me. Maybe that's the Latina Taurus in me, you know? But I think you should be strong enough to manage your own shit. I don't think anybody should be looking after you, you know? If I can't look after myself, you know, if I can't at least look after myself, then I'm failing. You know? Maybe that's the bulls of the horn, you know? The horns of the bull. Whatever. Whatever. Oh, fuck no, I would never have a shared bank account. Hell no. Okay, if I was married, I would consider maybe like a shared savings account. But I don't know. I think I'm too much like a every man for themselves kind of person ultimately. And my mom always gave me the advice of, she was like, a woman must always have her secret savings that nobody knows about. She's like, you always need to have your money that you keep safe somewhere that like nobody can touch. That's yours, you know? The emergency funds. I'm very big into saving. At some point in my adult life, I turned into a big saver. I used to not save my money at all, and then like finally you have that recommended 6 months emergency fund? I do actually. I do have a lot of savings. I save most of my money. I actually save a lot. I have like autosave for like every week, every month. I think like every week a certain amount gets taken out of my checkings account, and then every month another amount, and then every time I like get I have an insane amount of like kind of like auto saving rules on my bank, right? To just kind of like take money automatically from my checkings. And like if I buy anything more than like $100, like I will dwell on it for like weeks before I buy it. It saved my ass. It saved my ass a lot. I'm pretty confident in my credit score too. That seems like such a dumb thing to brag about. But I'm pretty confident in my credit score too. I know I have a good credit score. I've worked really hard since I was young to keep it nice. Where is immaculate, but your savings need to work? It's easy to save. Legit, like, your bank probably has, like, auto-saving stuff, right? Literally just, like, I don't know, have it take out $5 a week. Easy. Or even $1 a day. You know, it's up to you. It's up to how much you want to put, right? Like, $5 a week. And if you want to get real crazy, $10 a week. $20 a week. You're not gonna feel it. You're not gonna miss it. You're not even gonna think about it. At the very, I won't be around for a long time, so I'm gonna enjoy it while I can mindset. Just because you're saving doesn't mean you can't spend it. Yeah, you don't even see it. Like, if you have, like, auto savings, like, $5 a week, you literally don't feel it. And then before you know it, right, like, you have a couple hundred in your savings. And then before you know it, you have a couple thousand in your savings, right? I think people tend to like think I don't take this stuff seriously because they'll be like, oh, Monet, she's always getting, you know, fucking DoorDash or whatever the fuck, right? It's really not as often as you think. You know? It's really not as often as you think. And I plan all that shit out. You gotta be smart about this stuff, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm too serious about finances. You know. You're gonna need a new comb. You need to hunt a new PJs. Oh God, you're right. You know what? Though I haven't been to the convenience store in like 2 weeks at this rate. You gotta learn to cook. Cooking is nice, you guys. Cooking is nice. It's fun to cook. In fact, I got shrimp in the fridge tonight that I'm gonna cook. It's gonna be awesome. Miami! Cooking really isn't hard. It's really not hard. It's fun. And it's like it's just really soothing. It's really relaxing, right? And it feels good. It feels good. I feel like I just kind of do this like profile and without really thinking of what I want to do with it. So maybe I gotta sketch a little something. Add some frills, I guess. Cooking is absolutely vibes. It's like, this is fun. It's just nice, and you get to like cook what you eat. I don't know. It's actually been kind of strange having a lot of like frozen snacks in the freezer for once, because I never buy frozen food. I just like, I'm very much like I buy fresh meat, I buy fresh veggies, spices, rice, pasta, and like that's kind of it, you know, for groceries for me. I try to just, I don't know, I like eating everything fresh, you know? I like to pour a little wine while I cook. Ooh, oh, that's fancy. Frozen snacks come in handy when you feel extra lazy. They do, but I feel like frozen snacks make me lazy a little bit, you know? They make me a little lazy. That's fancy though. Yeah, it's nice. It is fun to have some lazy snacks sometimes. However, I was eating like mostly veggies all week, and then I had these fucking fried mac and cheese balls from Trader Joe's. Oh my god, my stomach was killing me all night. Like when you don't eat anything greasy for a while, and then you eat something greasy, oh, it sucks so bad. It fucks you up so bad. They were pretty good though. They were pretty good. You have my review. I think they could have been a little saltier, but they were pretty good. Yeah, I recommend cooking. I took up cooking a lot when I first worked in a medical clinic. And I was really stressed out. And that was around the time that those videos, like Tasty or whatever the fuck they were called, they would come up on YouTube a lot and like on like Twitter and Facebook a lot at the time. And I got really into them. It would make me sad though, cause like I like cooking for people, right? I'm getting back into like putting effort into cooking for myself again. But my favorite is to be able to cook for people and like see their reactions and see them enjoying the food, right? But when I had a bunch of roommates, I would try and like cook dinner for everybody, and nobody gave a fuck. Nobody wanted to eat my dinner, even though I was cooking super delicious stuff. They're like, nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna go get some fucking Jack in the Box or something. It's like, bro, I literally made you fucking homemade ratatouille that I spent 3 hours preparing. Go eat your fucking burgers. Go eat your fucking burgers. I'll eat my food myself. Yeah, I guess some people just aren't foodies. I get it. I'm one of those people, you know, there's like two types of people in the world. There's people that eat to live and people that live to eat. I'm a live to eat person. Yeah, exactly. When I travel, the first thing I think about is what I'm gonna eat. Yeah, my end game housing still. Just kind of thinking about it again. End game housing would be nice to. I really like the kind of house my sister has. She has a nice big backyard. With like a lot of space for having people. It'd be nice to like have a guest room kind of thing. That'd be nice, you know? My sister has a 3-bedroom house. One room is her bedroom, like her and her husband's bedroom, right? One room is her home office. And then the other room is the guest room. Minibar would be cool too. I don't think I necessarily need a minibar. I think I'm fine without it, right? But she has a pretty big house. Yeah, I mean, her husband, like she's an engineer. Her husband is like a pretty like high-ranking mechanic now, and they don't have kids, so you know they've got a good dual income going on. Unfortunately, I'm an artist, so fortunately I'm an artist, so I I don't think I'll ever kind of really reach that level. You know? I've kind of accepted that I will probably just kind of have like a poor but happy life. You know? I'm fine with it. I don't need money. I don't need a lot of money to be happy. You know? As long as I can eat good food and relax, then I'm happy, you know? Just find a rich guy. I don't like looking at people for their money. I'd be happy if I had somebody that was a hard worker. I think that'd be enough. You know? Yeah, it'd be nice to have, if I think like selfishly, right? You know, one day, you know, somewhere where I could have like a family, you know, be married. Be nice to have a backyard big enough for like a dog. Something with like a nice little amount of nature, right? A lot of wall space for a lot of art on the walls. For now, I kind of just gotta settle with crusty little crusty little suburbs apartments, you know? I'm making it sound real nice when I'm talking about like finding apartments to live in, but they're all they're all a little crusty, you know? Like I can afford a 1-bedroom at this point, but like not the super nice ones, you know? Not the super nice ones. What kind of dog would you want? I want maybe a Labrador. I want like a medium-sized dog. I don't really like tiny dogs. Big dogs are fine, but big dogs are a big responsibility. I've had a lot of Labradors growing up. Yeah, these like multicolored pencils are so fun to color with. It feels like you can like do everything with just one tool. You know? That's really nice. Nice how the color changes so much. I like kind of don't want to color the rest of the hair. I kind of wish I had done different hair. I wish I had done different hair, but that's okay. He's green. Is the LED split in the middle? They're like this. Can you tell? It's like 4 different colors. Like that. It's like... No, actually, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like 5 colors in here. Sounds like a bit of a bother to get the color you want in a pencil like this. I think that's the appeal. The appeal is that, like, you don't have that much control. And I think that's what makes it kind of fun. You give up a little bit of control for kind of like the chance to kind of have something a little like... like a happy little accident kind of thing. Have a nice dinner! This is nice. It's nice to just kind of like doodle without a thought, you know? Sorry that I've been mostly talking about serious topics. I don't know. I guess I've been thinking about serious things lately. When my birthday hit, I keep thinking just kind of like about the future a lot, you know? Like I feel like the older I get, the more I need to really think things out. And really kind of like have like a plan for the future, you know? Hi Timmy! Mickey Blue. Mickey Blue. Like... For example, I told myself at the beginning of this year, right, that driving is something I want to finally conquer this year, right? Being in my 30s and not knowing how to drive is, not gonna lie, a little embarrassing for me. And I constantly am thinking about the fact that, like, if 16-year-olds can learn how to drive, why can't I? You know? Like, why can't I? Like, if all these people in the world can drive, like, what's... why am I not, you know? A little bit is anxiety, yeah. Especially, like, the longer I've gone without driving, I think the more anxious I get about it. Which I think makes sense, personally. So it is my goal to drive this year, right? I feel pretty independent in, like, most aspects, except for, like, you know, like, moving around. I hate that, like, when it comes to moving around, I still have to take I still have to take the fucking bus everywhere. I still have to take Ubers everywhere. I still have to rely on my sister everywhere. What's the furthest I've ever driven? I don't know, man. From like one side of the parking lot to the other. I was learning to drive when I still lived with my mom. And then I never finished because I moved away with my sister. Oh my god, hi Rome! Hi! How you guys doing, Remy? Welcome. Welcome. Some card games help with the idea. You know what I've really been into lately is this is gonna sound like so fucking stupid, but I like driving in VR. I think I might do a stream. I need to do more VR streams again. I haven't done VR streams in a while. I think we need to do like a Satsu stream where I just drive around in VR. It's actually really fun. I might do that. Mono Forza Arc. Drunk driving VR stream? Sure. Hello, my BBL queen run. Welcome everybody. I'm just kind of doodling. I was eating some snacks earlier, just kind of doodling and talking about life, you know? Your BBL won't go anymore. I guess everything does have its limits. I need to finish drying the hair. I'm like spending too much time on other shit and not coloring the hair. Can't wait to see your next little Tokyo show at the end of the month. Yay! Please come by to VIRL. I'm gonna add some blue here. Some blue here. The blue kind of adds some nice depth, so I guess I'll just use that in a couple places. You guys really like the BGM, huh? There's something more blue here. Pronounced viral. Interesting. That's cool. What the fuck? Oh, and my stream died for a second. Sorry. My OBS hiccuped. Sorry about that. about that. Yeah, I guess we're back. The moment the raid hit, it was like OBS has disconnected. Welcome everybody, welcome. I feel a little embarrassed now at like how serious of a conversation I was having before everybody rolled in. I'm just trying really hard to get my shit together, you know? I'm working really hard to be the kind of woman that I want to be. Even if I have to do it by my own hands, you know? And so that's why I'm really excited to move. Because it makes me really excited because I know that it's something that I can do. And it gives me a lot of pride knowing that I can handle it on my own, you know? I want to grow with heart. Yeah, to me it's a big sign of growing, you know? To be able to get a bigger place on my own, you know? Admittedly, I'm relieved because I thought one-bedroom apartments were going to be more expensive. But I mean, it makes sense. Right? Like, a one-bedroom apartment in the suburbs is about the same price as a studio apartment in the city. Right? It makes sense. So it makes sense that, like, you know, it's about the same price. Right? And I'm kind of tired of living in the city, you know? I don't need to live in the city. It's not like I go into the city that much anyway, you know? And I think people that have lived in cities will understand what I mean. That, like, when you live in this, like, when you don't live in the city, going downtown is really exciting. And then when you live in the city, you're so fucking tired of it. And you just want to be as far away as you can. Not hitting the clubs that often, huh? I don't know what you guys think I am, but I need to make it clear. I have literally only been to one club in real life in my entire life. I've literally only ever been to a club once in my entire life. I've never been to a real rave. I've literally only been... I went to a real club once in Seattle, and I freaked out because there was too many people, and I went outside. I freaked out, and I went outside. I've been to like small... I've been to like concerts. I don't think I've like... I think I've been to a bar like once or twice, and it was just like because I went with other people, you know? I've been to like con raves, which is like... so that's like the... like, I feel like going to a con rave is like the equivalent of going to a school dance, you know? Like, going to a rave at a con is, like, more similar to going to a school dance than anything, you know? But it, like... it shocks me that you guys think I like go to raves and go to clubs all the time. No, this is this is why I'm so into VR, because like I'm too fucking socially anxious to do that shit in real life. This is why I like VR so much. Like I only ever went to a... I tried going to a real club once. I got invited by some friends, and I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I like, you know, don't get me wrong, I love live music, right? I haven't been to that many concerts, admittedly. I've been to a couple, right? And I've gone to like DJ parties, but they're very small, kind of like nerdy events, right? Where the most wasted I got is like I had a couple White Claws, you know, like, or like I had a beer kind of thing, or maybe a cocktail, right? Okay, I guess I have gone to a goth club once. That is true, but I did not dance. I was too nervous. I went to a goth club because they were having an anime night. I had a drink and I like stood outside and I talked to some girls about Lolita fashion. It surprises me that you guys think I'm like this like rave animal just because I like DJing, you know? It's not like that. I'm a big homebody, you know? I'm a big shut-in. Hellrai's an outfit aesthetic. I like DJ stuff. I feel like most of like the DJ events I've gone to have been like nerd adjacent, you know, like otaku adjacent. Where it's not like the kind of stuff you think, but I'll have you know I've never worn anything like this in real life. Sorry for the immersion break, but let me remind you the kind of girl I was in high school. I wore long skirts, turtlenecks, and tights in high school. I wore something, I think like 2-3 weeks ago for the first time ever that like showed my tummy a little bit, like a centimeter of tummy, and that already felt insane to me. I don't even really show, like when I dress, I don't really even show cleavage much. I've been trying to get into it a little. Been trying to like, I don't know, like have a little bit more confidence and like, I don't know, show off my boobs a little more, you know, like trying to like show off my shape a little more, right? But it's like, it's not it's not me, you know? Not even for cosplay. You wanna know the last thing I cosplayed? You wanna know the last thing I cosplayed? Makima. Who the fuck do you think I am, bro? The last character I ever cosplayed. Which I think should tell you a lot about, like, the kind of stuff I liked cosplaying to begin with. Was this fucking dude. This was my last cosplay. I cosplayed this guy. Which, by the way, was a very fun cosplay to make. I made it by hand. It was very fun. Yeah, it's from Fate Zero. Yeah. It's from Fate Zero. Did I pull it off? I did, except I made everything by hand, right? And like it all looked really good except for the fact that I made the like the dress part of it, like the main part of it, a little too like tight on my like body. So I was like Caster with like a booty. I was like Caster but with like hips. And it looked so fucking funny. Did it make deviated Google eyes? No, I made the face because he has a very unique face, right? I made a mask out of paper clay. So I like sculpted a mask. I still have the mask in my closet somewhere. I sculpted a mask out of paper clay and painted it. And then I like glued some of the wig hair on top of the mask to make like the hairline and everything, and then it had like a wig, right? I couldn't see shit. I couldn't see shit out of it. I couldn't hear. I couldn't see. I couldn't walk. I'm very proud of the cosplay though. It was like my last cosplay I ever did. Cause I liked cosplaying. I wasn't super into it, right? I do still have the mask somewhere. I do still have it somewhere. It was very fun making it by hand though. Well, it was in the winter? No, it was... Well... It like... How did you do the white neck ornament? I grabbed a bunch of foam and I rolled it up and I duct taped it together. I put a little hook in the part where it meets. And then I just kind of like taped it in fabric, and then I made the spiky parts out of foam that I covered in fabric also. Yeah. I think it was either like foam. It was like basically like a pool noodle. I basically took no, it was like furniture foam. It was like upholstery foam. I rolled it up and I made it into like a banana shape with like duct tape, and then I covered it in fabric. And then the funnest part was this, like the metal parts on the skirt. I made these with just like regular construction foam, like foam sheets. Spray painted them. I like shaped them with an iron, because if you use like an iron, you can actually shape these pretty well, and you can sculpt them pretty well with that kind of stuff. And then I spray painted them with metallic paint, and it looked pretty good. Honestly, it looked pretty good. And then everything else I just kind of like sewed together with my amateur knowledge of sewing. And then I put on fake nails. Put on fake nails, painted on my arm. You know, it was fun. It was a good time. I haven't really cosplayed since then, though. Nails look nice. Thank you! I need to go get him done again. I'm not a big fan of this manicure. Doesn't really look nice in the camera. Okay, I need to go get another manicure. I think I like them a little shorter. They're a little too long right now. I don't know. I'm glad you like them though. Yeah, it's fun. They're very like shiny like that. You can't really see it in the camera very well though. Sometimes I get a little embarrassed being the kind of like VTuber girl that shows her bare hands on stream. But I don't know how to put it. I've thought that maybe it would be better for you guys if I used gloves from the beginning because it would be more immersive. And there's been times where I've been a little ashamed of my hands, right? Because like I don't think my hands are like ugly or anything, but like I have like short girl hands, right? I have like short old girl hands. You know? I've told some of the girls, cause like some of the girls have been like, oh, you know, I wanna do hand cams, but I don't like my hands, you know, like I keep telling them, I was like, you know, who cares? Like hands are hands. Like I don't really like this whole like, you know, having to be self-conscious to the point of like worrying about your hands on a hand cam stream, right? My hands are tools. My hands are tools. I think even if I had really fucked up scarred hands, I would show them. And I mean, I kind of do. Like, you guys have seen my fingers, right? I've shown you the calluses on my fingers. Like, my hands are tools. And that's what matters to me. They're tools to make. And it'd be hard to do things with gloves. Yeah. I'm gonna draw for a little bit longer, and then I think I will wrap up soon. The VCAT World Hop is happening soon, which, by the way, I wanted to extend an invitation to everybody. You are welcome to join the VCAT World Hop. Let me see if I can get you guys the group that it happens in. Hold on. Or the Twitter that usually announces it. Oh, the stream for it is up actually right now. Here is the English VCAT Twitter. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about VCAT stuff and just kind of hanging out with the general community, not like the Tabemono community, but like the general kind of like VCAT lovers community, some of the ambassadors and stuff like that, you're welcome to join in. I'll be there in world. Don't expect me to really like talk much or like, you know, like hang around much. I will probably just be talking to the other ambassadors, but I just want to extend the invitation to everybody because I think it's really cool. I think it's fun. And everybody's welcome to join. It is an open thing. You can just show up, and especially if you don't have an avatar, VCAT is a really nice place to find a cute little avatar for free. Yeah, if you want something to do tonight. That's gonna start in like 15 minutes or so. And as always, the reminder I have to say every single time, you do not need a VR headset or a VR chat. You can play it on desktop. The stream is also fun, by the way. They stream it. They stream it on like they stream it on Twitch. I don't know if they stream it on YouTube. They might stream it on YouTube. Just a reminder. I know a lot of you talk about how like you want more opportunities to play, so I wanted to extend the invitation. Like I said, you know, it's... You can say hi, like I've said before, like if you see me at like a world hop, you can say hi. Right? It's fine. I'm not gonna get mad at you if you say hi to me. The only thing I ask is that you don't like... I only ask that you don't like hover around me the whole time. You know, it's fine to like stand close and stuff like that. It's fine to say hi, but if you start like following me everywhere, and if you start hovering around me everywhere, I might get a little pissed off. I might be like, "Quítate!" I might be like, "Move! Get out of here! Give me some space!" You know? But other than that, it's all fine. Thank you, Demon Warrior. Yeah, I might be like, shoo, shoo. You know? This is like a convention thing. Why would you have around one person and not go see all the cool stuff on display? I'm just saying, you know? I'm just saying. Just setting up my boundaries, you know? Even though they may not need to be said, I think it's just important to at least to say them, you know? So that they're clear, they're out there. I'm getting pretty pumped up for a VCAT, actually. I am planning a lot of events. Hopefully they happen, right? Hopefully they happen. I think it's important to set these boundaries because I'm not gonna be the only person there, you know? This is like, there's gonna be a lot of people there, you know? I'm by far not the only person there. So it's just kind of like to respect my boundaries and just to kind of like respect everybody else's boundaries too, right? I'm gonna say this drawing is coming out pretty cute. I didn't really have much expectations for this drawing. It's coming out pretty nice. I had a little bit of anxiety in the back of my mind that maybe I've been a little like I don't know how to explain it. Like I was a little too serious today. But I appreciate you guys listening to me anyway. I think this ended up kind of being a reflection of how I'm feeling, this drawing. Just kind of like thinking about a lot of things. And I really appreciate like being able to voice them, you know? Being able to voice my thoughts more, being able to like, you know, like being able to talk on a deeper level beyond just very like superficial stuff, you know? And lately I've just kind of had like a lot of like deeper thoughts in my mind, right? Because it's the pressure of getting older, you know? It's the pressure of getting older. Ever since my birthday, I've just been thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. But I really do appreciate that you guys are like willing to have these conversations with me, you know? Like willing to listen to me about this kind of stuff. Because these kind of thoughts are a part of me too, you know? As much as all the other silly stuff. This is also me, you know? All my homies in Club Mono up at night pondering the human condition. Hell yeah! It's just the harsh reality of like fucking getting older, dude. You just have to think. You just have to think a lot. It sucks, you know? It's gonna happen at some point or another. Maybe I am growing up a little bit, you know? And I just want to work really hard to have my shit together, and I just want to work really hard to be somebody that I can be proud of being, you know? And to make sure that I don't settle in the same place without actively working to climb towards my goals, climb towards my dreams more. So in between all the silly, goofy fun, you know? You just kinda have to think about this kind of stuff sometimes. The first thing you've designed online is really, I guess, like, really accurate way of putting it. I think about that kind of stuff too a lot. And I'd be lying if I said that that Bjork concert, like, didn't, like... It made me think a lot about, like... the art that I'm trying to make, the person I'm trying to be. You know? You know it's good when a concert makes you think about life. You know it's good when it makes you think about life, dude. I'm hoping to be able to make art like that, you know, at some point. Like something really impactful that just kind of makes you think. God, did you I don't know if you guys saw my hand just now. I was about to start doing this shit. I was about to start fucking zooming in. Oh my fucking god. That's what you do on iPads to zoom in. I was like about to start doing this shit. The reflexes really kicked in for a second. Literally, I was like this and I was about to be like you could see my hands were in the position. My hands were in the fucking position. That's so funny. You know what I've been thinking about lately to a more like serious degree? I've been thinking about like trying to make music in a more serious manner. I got that theremin, right? So like lately I've kind of been thinking about like learning to more like seriously make music, right? And it's something I've tried multiple times throughout my life, and I've always liked doing it. But it'd be nice to kind of practice a little more. Be nice to kind of get better at it. I'm thinking about Sheldon, dude. I was so mad. Okay, I love. So for those of you that like don't know, maybe you're catching up. I recently got a Moog Theremin. It is a very, very cool instrument. Let me show you what it looks like. It's a very cool instrument. It's like a modern day theremin meets kind of like a synth a little bit. Here, let me show you what it looks like. Botswana, Zimbabwe. It looks like this, right? This is theremin. This is a Moog theremin. This is what it looks like, right? I got one of these recently. I'm practicing it little by little, right? I haven't done any streams with it yet because you need... I don't have the cables for it yet. I don't have the cables to have the audio in to my PC yet. So as soon as I get that, I'll be able to do streams with it. But... it has been a little frustrating because I feel like the theremin is not an instrument that gets taken super seriously. Like, it's a very cool instrument, but like people like... It doesn't really get taken seriously on the same level as, like, I don't know, a guitar or something like that. Yeah, it looks like a Dreamcast fucking looking thing, right? That's why I love it. I love the design, right? Yeah, and I've played with analog synths a little bit before. Those are very fun. I used to be like, what the fuck do all these cables mean, right? They're cool. But it just kind of makes me want to like really do something with it, you know? It's really inspiring. I don't know, I've been really inspired to just make more stuff lately. It's part of what makes me really excited to move somewhere a little bit bigger, right? Because I feel like I'll have more space to do the things I want to do, right? I think it'll be nice. Yeah, hopefully I can start doing theremin streams. Visual awareness you need with your hand gestures looks pretty hard to learn. Apparently it is kind of apparently theremin is kind of hard to learn because there's no like physical feedback, you know? It's all just kind of like in the air. But apparently it's all about muscle memory. So it's just one of those things where like every other instrument, you kind of just have to memorize it. You just kind of have to like practice and practice and practice until it becomes muscle memory. I just saw on Twitter a bunch of posts from the Brave Monster reset and like the crazy shit people were doing in the audience. Somebody was pretending to be a cart. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, before I go, so I'm ready to end stream. However, before I go, I just want to give a heads up. It looks like my set from MagWest is oh shit. The prototypes for the prototypes for a bunch of the merch came through. Oh hell yeah. Sorry, I just got a bunch of pings from Merch Sensei about some of the merch prototypes. Alright, I gotta show you guys actually. Hold on. I think it's fine to show these. Hold on. Oh my god, hold on, it's a huge picture. Keep in mind, these are not my pictures. These are not my pictures. These are samples. These are samples. Looks like this is the tapestry. Oh, it's so big. It's awesome. This is not my door. These are not my pictures, okay? These are not my pictures. This is sick though. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? Isn't it? It's awesome. And then looks like there's a sample for the game box. That's not my door! Come on. Here's the game box. Looks pretty good! Looks good. The size is pretty good on this. You do resell reruns of these or these one-offs? These were my limited birthday merch. So these were only available for sale for pre-order for 2 weeks. Unfortunately, the pre-orders are closed. These cannot be ordered anymore. Yeah, these look pretty sick. I don't have any pictures of the coasters yet. I did have a sample of the glass. I posted that on Twitter. Oh shit, hold on. Give me a second, you guys. Give me a second. Ugh. Well, I'm just gonna end the stream now. I gotta make sure I sign up for something. It's like I need to do it right now. So I love you all. If you're going to the VCAT World Hop, I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow on Twitch or Final Fantasy 7. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate these kind of like talks with you guys. I love you all. Mwah! Say it with me, everybody. Otsukari! Bye bye. Oh my god, not me typing furiously. Hello. Okay, so I had to secure myself a spot for having a like a boost spot for our table at Offkai. Oh, okay. Alright, everybody, I love you. Bye bye. Mwah. I didn't even check who I can raid. Who's on? Here, we'll go over to Daya. See you guys, bye! Mwah!